Today, I'm going to ask the question, can AI help us to make more money on DoorDash and other gig delivery platforms? But we will focus on DoorDash. What does AI know that we don't know? Can AI give better earnings advice or how to make more money than myself, than Pedro, than your driver, Mike? How smart is AI this day and age? So to do that, we're going to be asking Chat GPT how to make more money on DoorDash and see what it comes back with. Okay guys, this is Chat GPT, it's version 3.5. It's an AI engine where we can ask a question and it's going to come back with a response for us. And we're going to see what it comes back with when we ask how to make more money, moolah, on DoorDash. And then when I send this through, it's going to pull in all of its AI magic and things that it does, and it's gonna tell us how. Hopefully, it's useful advice. Let's see what it says. And it's scripting through. Wow. Okay. Will this be more helpful than myself, Pedro, and Mike, and the other guys who do learning content on DoorDash? Let's have a squiz. We'll start from the top. How to make more money on DoorDash. So ChatGPT says, making more money on DoorDash can involve several strategies to maximize your earnings. Here are some tips. Okay, we'll go one tip at a time. We're going to run through the whole list. 1. Choose high demand times. Schedule your dash during peak hours when demand for food delivery is high. Typically, this includes lunch and dinner rushes, weekends, and holidays. I think that's pretty good advice from the AI. Work when it's busy. Am I wrong? Is this wrong? If it's not busy, why are you working? If you want to earn more money, work when it's busy. Number 2, strategic location. Position yourself in areas with a high concentration of restaurants and potential customers. Urban areas or near office complexes tend to have more orders. I think that would make sense. You know, if you got a high congestion area where there's a lot more people or probability of people on the app to place orders, especially if you're working around your peak times, then yeah, sure, why not? But then again, it doesn't necessarily mean they will be ordering. It's a good tip. Don't sit in the middle of the sticks out in the bush in the middle of nowhere hoping to get orders. If you put yourself more central to where the action is, you're probably going to get more orders. I would say that's not bad advice for earning more money from the AI engine. Number 3, acceptance rate. Oh, here we go. While DoorDash doesn't penalize low acceptance rates, it's generally a good practice to accept most orders, especially during busy times. However, prioritize orders that are higher paying and closer to your current location. Ooh, what do you guys think about acceptance rate, accepting most orders to keep your AR up high? I understand some markets may now have kind of programs where, you're on tiered now. Over in America especially, they got that kind of stuff. Other than that, I don't think acceptance rate really matters too much at all, especially in Australia. It doesn't mean bum squat at all. It means, it's got duck egg impact on our earnings. But I do understand that, it's generally good practice to accept most orders, especially during busy times. If the orders are worth it, saying to prioritize higher paying orders that are closer to your location. I would disagree on the Australian market. It's more important to keep yourself busy with good paying orders, not to focus on ones that are close by or anything like that. Essentially, you want to stay busy, you want to keep earning across the platform. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're just accepting $5.50 KFC orders back to back to back. No, so a little bit iffy on that one from the AI. Tip number 4, efficient routes. Plan your routes efficiently to minimize downtime and maximize the number of deliveries you can complete in a given time frame. I don't know about that, guys. Like the maps kind of do that all for us. So DoorDash's map will figure out the best routes for us. So I don't think you can really plan too much around that. You just got to kind of go where it tells you to. The only planning I'd probably say is if you know the edges to your delivery zones, your zone boundaries, try to avoid taking orders that drop you off way out of zone, or if the drop-offs, like in the sticks in the middle of nowhere and you're unlikely or improbable to get another order until you get back closer to the action. I'd say, keep that in mind. but planning the route that you drive, that's outside of our thing. So AI, I don't rate you too good on that one. Number 5, customer service. Here we go. All right, provide excellent customer service to increase your chances of receiving tips and positive ratings. This can lead to more lucrative orders in the future. Disagree. I don't really care at all about customer service, guys. Of course, I'm not going to do bad customer service deliberately. I don't care about my star ratings or customer ratings that come back through. I don't give a rat's ass about that. As long as I stay above 4.2 to stay active, I do not care if I'm 5-star. I don't care if I'm 4.7. I don't care if I'm 4.3. As long as I'm above 4.2, that's all I care about. When it comes down to tips, I'm in Australia, guys. Tips are as rare as hen's teeth over here. You know, like the apps don't prompt them or anything like that. But yeah, like here's the thing to American viewers. Do you think customer service improves your probability of tips? Especially, say if you're a cherry picker driver and you're expecting a tip on there first. If the customer's already pre-tipped, does that change the customer service that you give based on the tip that they provided? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's an interesting one. I don't know if someone's already pre-tipped, how often they would turn around and then do a post-tip to top it up based on your customer service, or if that pre-tip is already defined, you know, saying, I expect good customer service, so that pre-tip's giving me that good customer service. I don't know if they're going to tip up higher than that. So that's an iffy one on customer service from the AI. Number 6, multi-app delivery. Consider working for multiple delivery platforms simultaneously, if allowed in your area. This way, you can switch between platforms to pick up the most profitable orders at any given time. 100% agree with that. Doesn't mean working the same, two apps at the same time. I know it says simultaneously, but I think what they're trying to intend, or hopefully what the AI is trying to get at, is you take the best offer. The more apps you have open, the more probability you have of getting an offer come through that you'd accept. So having the options on the table makes sense. Multi-app delivery, I would agree with that, to earning more money. Number 7, peak pay and promotions. Keep an eye out for peak pay incentives and promotions offered by DoorDash. These can significantly boost your earnings, especially during busy periods or in certain areas. Well, yeah, if there's a peak on, guys, and you're just getting an extra $1, $2 per delivery, sure, yeah, take it. Streaks, I don't know, I'm a little bit reserved on streaks right now. I don't like the idea that you lose your streak. If your dash ends, I don't like the idea if you lose your streak. If you get like an absolute dog tits offer and you're just like, there's no way I can take this, and then you lose your progress from the previous ones. Or you feel forced to take it so you don't lose your progress. So yeah, I don't know about streaks and stuff like that. Not too much of a fan the way it's currently structured. But yeah, I don't know. But here's the thing, guys. Just because you see a peak pay on in a zone, it doesn't mean just jump in and blindly go for it. Sometimes the delivery apps, such as DoorDash, they'll put peak pays in place because a couple of different reasons. One, there's heaps of orders happening right now and DoorDash can't keep up with the drivers, so they need more drivers on the road. They offer a peak across for it to incentivize more people to log in. It's not to reward existing drivers logged in, guys. Of course, you get the peak benefit, but it's to incentivize more to log in. Now, if a lot of drivers see a peak and they all flood and log in, what happens to the peak? It disappears. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be busy if it is dead, as an example, and then drivers are like, I'm not working these hours because I know it's going to be dead. But DoorDash's scheduling turns around and says, well, we're expecting maybe one order, but we've got no drivers on to service it. Let's put a peak in place so we've got a driver on standby just in case. So that's another way that they could use the peak to incentivize people to log on, just to have a driver sitting there doing nothing on standby, just in case. Referral bonuses. Ooh, here we go. Refer new Dashers to DoorDash to earn referral bonuses once they complete a certain number of deliveries. I know this is very tempting, guys, and you might see that I'll get $900 and then they'll get $600 if they do 260 deliveries. Very, very good pay. I'm not going to say it's bad pay, but just keep in mind, guys, like if you, the referral bonuses are for your zone, your area that you work. The more drivers you pull in, the more work you're sharing around in the long term, even though they're friends and family. Just keep that in mind. So if every dasher, hypothetically, every dasher referred one person across, and then suddenly you have twice as many dashers in your zone driving, which means you've halved your work or halved your probability of getting an offer if every single dasher did that. So keep that in mind. Also as well, guys, with the referral bonuses, I think I got like huge limits, like it's like you have to do 260 deliveries in 60 days. Keep in mind, guys, that if you're referring someone in, this might be their first time doing food delivery. They may not hit that target. They may not do 260 in 60 days. Then plus there's sign up time, them getting, waiting for a weekend or waiting for time and stuff like that to do their first dash. That starts to dig away at that time. So there is probability as well that they will not hit that 260 limit, and they've gone accepting all the offers, driving down the algorithm in your area. So just keep that in mind. Number 9, track expenses. Keep track of your mileage, gas, and other expenses related to your deliveries. You may be able to deduct these expenses on your taxes, ultimately increasing your take-home pay. Yeah, that's tax deductions, guys. Like, it's not going to increase your take-home pay. It just means you don't pay tax on that earnings. So say if you have a 30% tax rate, you buy let's just use an example of a cheap phone. You buy yourself a cheap Android for $300. You have a 30% tax break there, so 30% of $300 is $90, which means, okay, cool, I'm not paying tax on, on that value. So, $90 does not go to Uncle Sam or off to Elbow or, any government or anything like that. But you are still $270 out of pocket for that investment that you've put into that device. So yeah, tracking expenses, of course, you don't want to overpay tax. That makes sense, but don't think just because you're buying something to support yourself as a delivery driver that you're making more money because of that. It's not the case. It's not how tax works. Number 10, continuous learning. Okay. Stay informed about DoorDash policies, best practices, and any updates to the platform that could impact your earnings. Joining online forums or communities for dashers can provide valuable insights and tips from experienced delivery drivers. I would 100% agree with that. So tune into YouTube, people talking about gig work like myself and like the other content creators out there. Join up into Facebook groups. I'm in Facebook groups. I'm the mod for Doordash Australia. Doordash Driver Australia Facebook group mod right here. So I like to stay very engaged with the community. I like to find out what's happening in areas all around me. And sometimes DoorDash will do, they do app updates, but they kind of canary release it to a small subset of dashers. And it'll be like, okay, this is a new feature. Let's see how it goes with 1,000 dashers in a certain area or in a certain country. And then we'll monitor the performance. We'll see how it goes. And then if it's successful, we're seeing the metrics we like, then we'll roll it out to more dashers on a version update. But the dashers who do get them small version updates, them feature releases, they are likely to share them into the online groups, Facebook groups, guys. Go check out Facebook groups, Reddit as well, also handy there. So find Facebook groups, Reddit groups around your area if possible. Otherwise, there are national groups to join into where people will be sharing these releases or sharing tips, tricks. A lot of complaining about the job in these groups too, so take it with a grain of salt. Just be wary of that. Go in there to learn, to be educational. Don't go in there because it's the bloody Thunderdome and you're there to fight everyone to the death in the comments section. It's just going to be a waste of your time, waste of their time. It doesn't really make you feel any better at the end of the day if you're just there arguing and fighting with everyone about your opinion versus their opinion when you're arguing about tips or something like that. Just be mindful, be in there for education. Don't go into it to fight to the death. And then there's a final clause. Remember that your earnings may vary depending on your location, time of day, and personal circumstances. Experiment with different strategies to find what works best for you in maximizing your income on DoorDash. Oh yeah, of course, adapt, try different things, try different strategies, see what works. And when you find a winning strategy, winning time, winning day, yeah, keep doing that one over and over again. Milk it out, make as much as you can. But guys, that's what AI says. That's what Chat GPT says about how to make more money on DoorDash. 10 suggestions from AI. Do you think the AI was right here? Do you think Chat GPT nailed the hammer on the head? Do you think that there is some valuable insight to that? Has AI helped you become a better driver? Leave it down below in the comments if what your thoughts are. Do you think we'll see more AI integration into these delivery platforms to assist drivers? Or do you think the AI is always going to be on the company's side to depress and oppress drivers and their earning potentials, and make them feel like app slaves, or that's a term floating around right now, app slaves. But yeah, what are your thoughts, guys? Can AI be helpful? Is it not helpful? Was there any nuggets of gold in here? But yeah, leave your thoughts down below in the comment. That is what AI says about how to make more money on DoorDash. And that, guys, stay safe, keep it easy, keep grinding, keep hustling, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.